I've seen my fair share of facelifts, both here in the clinic, during my training, and I get asked a lot of questions about them. And I love my plastic surgery colleagues. I work a ton with them on many of the studies that I do and interact with them in the community. But I think there's some important things that are often overlooked or not discussed on social media that I think are really important to bring up. Number one, I think, is the cost. So several of these amazing plastic surgeons, what is the reality if you actually go for a consultation with them? The cost of their facelifts often range from $150,000 to $350,000. For most households here in the U.S., that's just not a reasonable option for patients to partake. And I am all about body positivity, face positivity, and also being reasonable in what our economic expectations are of our patients. Second is do your own research. What I find really interesting is many of these plastic surgeons are still using injectables, or they have a medical spa that's associated with them, or they're affiliated with somebody that actually does this for a living. So I would ask them about that. And I don't think that necessarily negates the role of energy-based devices or using injectables before or after doing these facial surgeries. I think also to know is if you're someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s and you're considering a facelift, it is not a be-all, end-all. There is a lifetime limit to doing a facelift. Oftentimes patients have a longevity of a facelift of about 10 to 20 years. So if somebody is doing something in their early 40s, they're looking at a facelift in their 60s, they're looking at a facelift in their 80s, knowing what our longevity pipeline is like. In addition to that, once you've been surgerized, the tissues are different. So we know when we lift a facial flap, whether it's a SMAS or a deep plane facelift, there's scar tissue that happens and there's some level of fat atrophy. And that can't be improved without maintaining it with something. So I do think even if you've had a facelift, there's absolutely a role for appropriately selected devices, lasers, light treatments, and the right skin tightening devices to help with this. There's a lot of us as talking heads on social media, and I think you shouldn't be pressured into surgery if it's maybe not the right point for you. So have a discussion with a dermatologist, have a discussion with a plastic surgeon, but ultimately the decision is up to yourself. So if you agree with this, if you disagree with this, drop a comment below.